Hey, you guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. What's up?
Oh, wait a minute.
Not gonna lie.
Now you're really low for me.
I'm low? Is
For
that any
me.
better?
No, you're fine. It's mine. I think I just fixed it. Yeah, no, you're good. I'm sorry. You're fine.
Okay. Hey, you guys. I didn't expect anybody to be in here because this was super duper short notice. Actually, let's throw a background up. Oh, no, we can't do that one. We can do this one. We'll do that one. Nice by the fire. Hi, Shifty.
Actually,
Hi, Delana.
I kind of thought about Shift going in breaking news.
Breaking news. Yes. Hi, Delana. Hi, Johnny Blackhawk. And Tomboy Charm. I am not going to lie. I did. Bliss.
Hey, Blissful.
I did not expect to have a soul in here. Didn't. And it was really LFT's idea. You were so quick. I didn't honestly expect to have a soul in here, and it was LFT's idea to go live, and I'm really glad she said something. This is going to be super short and sweet. Hey, Eva. Tammy, how are you? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a month of Sundays too. Welcome in. So here we are working on our stuff for Menendez, and I looked up and we have a Menendez update. I was so excited. I know. I love bonfires. I love to sit and stare at them. They're so meaningful to me. And I always just loved, as a family, like, we sit around the bonfire every night. So yeah, we're sitting here working on the week prior to the murders of Kitty and Jose Menendez, and we're talking everything through. And then we were talking about the day of and talking all of that through. I'm trying to memorize in my head everything that I can think of and condense all my notes. And I look up and there's Menendez news. And I was like, holy crap. Holy crap. And so LFT was like, oh, let's just go live. And I was like, all right. I was just going to do a community post, but I'm really glad I came live instead because all our friends are here. So this is awesome.
It was funny because Tia she had remembered something and she was like, no passing go until she finds out where she wrote it down, was trying to confirm something.
God.
And it was funny because I went to Google and I was looking for it, and I just put in like the Menendez and then whatever we were searching for, and everything was like 4 hours ago, 4 hours ago. Not like the headlines are all like, not a threat to society, something expected this week, but I didn't click on any of them because I was so just like beelined on what I was looking up. Oh, happy Halloween. Almost Halloween, but it
I
was really
did.
funny. So we'd seen all
I
this
did get
stuff,
your
but
message, Tomboy.
we weren't even like paying attention to it really because we were just so in. Yeah,
I
just
like
like it,
scrubbed
like I
my
saw
face
it.
off. I'm ready for bed. I mean,
Yeah,
we are
I was
talking sans makeup. I came on. I don't care. Who
yeah,
cares?
it was really funny though because we were both so focused on what we were looking at, and I was like, "Why is all this stuff like 4 hours ago?"
Well, that I confirmed it once I saw it. Ava, it is so nice to have you in here. Hi,
The wheel.
Bed. Bed is a place where I do my best thinking because I don't sleep there. That's not my sleeping place. I don't really know where my sleeping place is. So the news, just to catch everybody up and, stop the presses, whatever. The news is that, oh, Bliss, thank you so much. You're very sweet. That according to DA George Gascon, he will have a decision by the end of this week on Menendez. Oh, Whisper in the Shadows. Hey, Delana, are you able to drop the membership link by any chance, or is that an option?
If not, I can grab it, I think, from the studio if I need to.
Okay, thank you. I don't have it. And I'm trying to keep. I've been out of ADD medicine for 2 weeks, and I finally got it today, and I feel like I'm firing on all cylinders. It's such a great feeling to have a medicine back. But anyway, according to DA George Gascon, he will have a decision on Menendez by the end of this week. Now, what that means is that he is going to either send it. This is what we think. Actually, LFT, you want to say it? You put it really well. Thank you, Delana.
Essentially, what he's going to do is, our guess right now, basically, we already know y'all that they filed a habeas corpus, which they're able to put a stay on. But Gascon is the DA in terms of reviewing and taking in, quote unquote, new evidence and applying it. Well, what did he say? Actually, let me quote him what he said Saturday, October 4th. And I thought this was pretty succinct, which will lead into where I'm going. He said, "There's no question they committed the killing. The question is to what degree of culpability should they be accountable to, given the totality of the circumstances." And I actually wrote that one down. They filed the habeas corpus, but the DA also has the option of putting this up for essentially resentencing, which would go directly to a judge. And there is a resentencing division within the DA's office. And so they've been looking through all these pieces of evidence and new, quote unquote, new information, reevaluating. So the thing is I guess my hunch is it's going to go before he's going to put it up for it's going to go to resentencing, but the DA has the option to do that, but does not have the ability to make that final call, which will fall upon the judge. But the crazy thing with the resentencing,
they could get a new trial. It can go two ways. Either get a new trial or resentence.
And if resentencing falls, say that is what the DA decides to pursue, and that is set before a judge, then that will play out before the judge, and that will be the judge's decision. But I guess in the way that you play as a defense attorney, they'll lose out if they don't get the resentencing. But if it enters resentencing, it'll put a stay on the current habeas corpus that's been filed, which is a good thing, because then
Right.
if that doesn't go through, then the habeas corpus, which was essentially a motion for like a whole new trial, like for,
which I think is on Eric's birthday, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's well, I know the technical next hearing, I believe that is scheduled in terms of,
Wasn't it November 27th?
The 29th, and Eric's
29th.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my mistake. I was wrong.
But I guess
it's Johnny said, I hope justice. First of all, let me say, Whispers in the Shadows, thank you so much for becoming a member of Decipher. We really appreciate it. Your membership goes towards buying Rachel Morin's children Christmas. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate that very much. Yes, welcome to the Decipher team. Welcome to Quantico. When every time I pass Quantico, I'm like, my people. Tammy, don't you worry about that. We're just lucky to have you. We are just lucky to have you. Honestly, I feel privileged when people come in. And like I said earlier, I didn't expect anybody to be, I just explained to LFT, if no one's in here, we're just going to play this off like it's a pre-recorded and we're just going to go back and forth. Like it's a pre-recorded, no big deal. So the fact that one person's in here, let alone 20 is, I'm very, very grateful. So the idea is, yes, I hope so, Delana. Oh, I hope my boy will be at Quantico. Oh, Lord.
Please, we could be like, I know someone.
Well, I know. I mean,
we know. I think both of us probably could name certain.
Kind of have some family that works there. Hey, Nav, welcome in.
But this could be
I remember too, Tammy, and that was so much fun. Those are the good old days, weren't they? That was so much fun.
Y'all are going way back.
Oh my God, Whispers, thank you. Whispers. She just gifted a membership. If you got the membership from Whispers in the Shadows.
No, but Think You Will Be got it. Yay.
Hey, boss man, that's awesome. Thank you very much. That was super kind. It really was. Like I said, those memberships and our super chats and things like that go to providing a Christmas for Rachel Morin's kids. That is something we are passionate about. We did it last year. We're going to do it again this year. I'm just fingers crossed we can raise some money and get those kids a really nice Christmas again this year. But back to the Menendez brothers. It looks as though by the end of the week, there will be a decision. What that decision is could just be, like LFT was saying, forwarded to the sentencing committee. Yes, Rachel Morin. Yes, that's our girl. That's how Johnny and I met. Johnny and I met in the woods.
They literally walked the beaten path together.
Johnny and I met in the woods. This is what I do when I go wandering in the woods. I find my friends there. It was really awesome. So I am super excited because I feel like this is hope for the Menendez brothers. I feel like maybe I'm being too optimistic. But I'm really hoping that they can have Christmas at home with their family this year. Wouldn't that be kind of awesome? Now, in saying this, let's just give the other side of the story too, because we got to be fair, right? There is one guy. There's 24 members of the family and one guy. And one guy, 90-year-old Milton, does not want, that's Kitty's brother, does not want the brothers out of jail. He thinks they should stay and serve their time. That's okay.
Sad.
That's his opinion.
That's so sad. I just thought about that, though. That just makes you think about the impact, not only has this had on the brothers themselves, and rightfully so, but other members of the family. When you've got when you look at someone like Joan, Kitty's sister, who was very supportive and advocating for, at minimum a retrial but it, hopefully resentencing. But I just thought about that as like like Kitty's two siblings don't even see like,
Mm-mm.
and I just for a second it just kind of hit me like that dynamic can't be easy, and I think it's
going to be a tough holiday season no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine sitting around that table.
Well, I don't think
when you shouldn't talk politics or religion around the table. By the way, in our table, we talk all the politics and all the religion. I love it. I love to hear how my kids think and, other family members think when we're at Thanksgiving. Like, we talk all that shit. But I imagine that it's not very pleasant in the Menendez, Anderson households.
No, it's certainly fractured, I think, some relationships, but I don't know. They have a lot of support, and it's kind of like
they do
what Garrigo said. Seriously, think about it right now. Even like minor disputes or things that we all happen in our families independently, try to get 24 people from both sides of like on both sides of your family to come together to back you, to put all else aside and have 24 people so adamant. And I was like, yeah, that would probably take a hot minute for it to get there on my family. Like, you would have some people who are like, absolutely.
Oh, I don't agree. I don't agree with my family member. Like, I don't even agree with my kids are, they're voting for president this year. It'll be my son's first time, my daughter's third time, second time.
I was about to say second.
Narrowly made it to vote the last time. And so this will be her second time. I'm sorry. And we vote very differently, and I'd love to hear their thoughts on that. So I don't know. I'm just saying. But what I was going to say is Gascon has the Milton and his family coming into his office and saying, I don't want these boys released. And then you have 24 other, hey, Jenna, welcome in. Then you have 24 other family members who are like, yes, release them, release them, release them. They've served their time and they've been rehabilitated.
And I guess in the family's eyes, the brothers have at least proven to these 24 people that they've been rehabilitated, or that they've genuinely made efforts to change their ways. Oh, I was around the time I think I was born. But you know what I mean? Like, I think there's a reason the family came together and feel the way they do. And I'm assuming the boys, for lack of a better word, really had to prove themselves and to prove, to really acknowledge what they've done, how horrific it was. And no one can, no one in the family is like, you did the right thing. No. But
no. I mean, we can't even agree. We're strangers on the internet and none of us can agree. But that's what makes it great, is the conversation, right? We can have a decent conversation and learn from each other. And I'll be honest with you, Wolfie from last night has been messaging me with all kinds of information today. And I am on the hunt for this book. And we've been talking back and forth about monsters. And, I've made a commitment to watch that because I want to, like I said to her, I want to look at all aspects. I want to understand from her point of view, as well as, kind of, as I said to her, etch a sketch my feelings and go through this from the beginning, which is what we're doing, and trying to figure out where I land. I know where I land right now. Yeah, the new deets. That's right.
Halloween deets.
Halloween deets. You've learned a lot from this discussion, and hope I do as well. But if they aren't, they did commit a horrific crime. So I look at that too. Like I have to, I understand that as well. But I think that my heart wants them to be released, because in my heart, I believe that they were abused. And the more that we look into things,
Hey, Kaz.
the more that we look into things, the more I find myself leaning that they were abused.
See,
but I'm
what's
still
funny for
learning.
me? What's funny for me is that I think being hopefully optimistic, I think in my head, I really thought I almost felt a new trial coming on. Like I didn't want that because I just thought it was going to be, but I just caught my, and I think it just, am literally talking it through as I'm thinking about it, because the way like the whole Gascon thing.
Do you think they're going to waste the money on a new trial? That's really expensive.
Well, see, that was my fear. I was like, I think I was just prepping myself for like, that might be the best, their last kind of hope. I don't know. I think I was hopeful for resentencing, like that option. And granted, we don't know if that's going to happen yet, but I do think the fact that it's Tuesday and it's come out where a decision will be reached
by the end of the week.
That from my lack of, professional expertise, like that leads me, I will admit, all of a sudden that it kind of swayed me going, he's going to put it for resentencing. Like that's where I just went. And it was like shocking to me. Like I just caught myself being kind of like, well, those are big bubbles.
Did you see that?
Those are huge dots. What the hell?
That was the scary. Hold on. Let me do it again.
It looks like binoculars.
That's so scary. With no makeup on, I scare small children. It's like Halloween.
Oh my God. I would turn that on, but you already saw.
You hope they're released too, Jenna? Okay, cool. I love that. Now we have people here who don't. They don't think that they should be released. We have people here that, in our own little area of the internet who believe that no, they haven't served their time.
And
what they did
doesn't change their conviction. Doesn't change the charges or conviction. Like they will walk out. I mean,
it's a matter of have they been rehabilitated or not, and that's where I stand. And I think they have been. That's an opinion, not a fact. We run on facts around here. So my opinion don't mean shit. But it is absolutely, I encourage us to disagree. Like I said, it was great having Wolfie in here and a couple other people. Risk was in here. He did not agree. And everybody was super, like there was pushback, but it was respectful pushback. It was, I hear what you're saying, but this is how I feel. And this is where I'm getting this information from. And this is where I really, really enjoy that. I really enjoy that.
Really? I was thinking about it too. It made me think, how we were given the examples the other night, or was that actually last night? Like talking about like Susan Smith and Manson members that, been put before parole board and whatnot. And I just had a thought right now. And I was like, you know what? I would back the Menendez potentially being released over a freaking McFadden. Like that whole kind of situation, and Henrietta. Like you go back to people that have done things. You know what I mean? Like talk about the difference in rehabilitation or changing your.
That's horrific to think about.
But think about that. That was someone who served time for something he did, but earned the right and the quote unquote credits, time credits, and all that, all the above, to be released. And what happened, and he didn't change his ways. He continued his behavior, and someone like that was still able to walk free for a bit, and even never changed his stripes. Like
this is a great thing that she wrote here. If they can prove they were assaulted, first of all, I love your puppy. You're beautiful, and I love your puppy. Your puppy's adorable. I'm staring at you. How we had this discussion last night. how do you prove you were assaulted? Because you tell people there's medical proof on Eric that something happened, but there's no, and there's proof from scarring, but there's no other proof. So I struggle with that because I'm like, how do you prove that you were assaulted? And I'm genuinely asking. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I asked this last night the same way. Like, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Also, Kez, 18 months, our longest because she was our day one A1. I think that Kez was not only our first member I think mod? Kez was our first member, mod, and subscriber. She's been here since the get-go. So thank you, Kez. Thank you.
She's literally a day ahead of all y'all anyways. If she does have a head
She
start.
tells us in the future. She's the future teller. Your fur baby. Oh.
Well, she is very, very cute.
Yeah, he has precious little angel wings.
Who has her? See, she corrected.
Has her. Oh, her. It's been changed. She's adorable. And so are you. Goodness, you're gorgeous. Because we love you. And we also, really quick before we get back to Menendez, we at some point are making the commitment. We're going to go on What's the Obsession with Kelly and talk about the Watts case at some point when it works out for Kelly. Again, we've been asked twice, and twice we've had to decline because once I was sick, and now it's the next time she said is my daughter's birthday. So we're going out to dinner. So I can't. Chico.
Oh, Chico, I just saw Vinny did a premiere. I think about George. Is it George Torres? And yeah, I thought of you when I saw it. I think it's premiering as we speak.
I know you did, Delina. I know you did. Oh, I'm so sorry. How you doing, Chico? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate you. We came on because we heard that there will be a decision on Menendez by the end of the week, whether they will get a new trial, resentenced, maybe even they'll just say they're going to be released.
Yeah. Or we could not reach a decision
and go back to square one, and they will sit in jail for the rest of their, or prison the rest of their lives. And that's that too. Those are options.
Or the habeas, or nothing. They have to wait for the habeas corpus then to keep maybe that would be their last, essentially, I think. And I think from what they've told, or representatives have told us, and I think from what we've gathered from the brothers themselves, is that while they're hopeful, I don't think their eggs are in a basket. I think they think they know better than to, you know what I mean?
They have resigned themselves that they have zero hope in getting out. They've made a life for themselves in the prison that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
They're as content as they can be. As I suppose as you can be in prison. I'm not really sure how that much like I think Chris Watt says, I think you just make what you can. It's not even make the best of it. It's like make what you can make of it. Oh yes. Thank you, Delana. Love you. I mean, it could go a million different ways, but here's the thing that I'm excited about is we got on the Menendez train when Mark Garagos announced that he was going to be representing them last year. We took a break from Menendez to work on the Rachel Morin case. That has been solved and is going, justice is being served. You make do with the surroundings you're in. That's the best way to put it. You make do with the surroundings. Yes, that's
And
exactly
I think they
right.
not only made do, but they made peace with the surroundings that they're in. Like I
As
really
much as
think
you can.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. I'm glad that you get to get some time off. Will you have a few days off so you can get some rest? I hope. I really hope. I hope you have time to go live too, because I need some Chico lives in my life. So yeah, please hit the thumbs up if you wouldn't mind. I'd really, really, really appreciate it. So yeah, that's kind of where we are with this. I mean, we're waiting with you guys with bated breath. Like, what's going to happen? There's no indication. There's no hints. What do you think, LFT? What do you think? Do you think they're going to?
I mean, unless this, I will say his Gascon's statement about actually having given even tightening up his deadline. I think that offers more of an idea of maybe where he's headed or thinking compared to the news conference that was like, because of the Netflix special we've received. Like I was like, oh, are we really doing this? Like, okay. So I put more behind this statement than the last one, which is, it is what it is. I mean, we all knew that like already the habeas stuff had been filed and it's still pending, but I just think the irony of it, and I told Tia this a little while ago, it is kind of wild though when you think of it. When it comes to Menendez, damn, if a trial or a decision doesn't fall around some significant, whether it's an election or some big quote unquote political event, like motivating factors behind, like you've got the first trial versus the second trial with OJ in between. Right. Like there is, like, I was like, but of course this is dropping too. And of course Gascon is going to, I mean, we all know
he's trailing many numbers behind. So this is going to be a great way for him to pick up some numbers if he decides
or to say he doesn't, or to stand by like he doesn't care about the numbers at that point too. But I just think it is kind of the damnedest thing, like son of a gun, here we go again. It's like another other surrounding circumstances that potentially swayed or impact a decision when it comes to the Menendez brothers. But I do think the family made a really good point the other day when they did say, for them, like, they understand an election's coming up. And I genuinely think for all those who spoke that they don't give a crap who is in office. They don't care who that DA is. They don't care who the presiding judge is. It is not political for them. And I sincerely do believe that they're not trying to make it like a political issue. I just think it is just wild that, like, holy crap, like, once again, a pretty significant potential update in this case or a change, it falls around like this time an election. The last time it was, oh God, LA County is looking pretty bad. We just lost the OJ trial. The hung jury before on the first trial before OJ. Like, what the heck?
Let me interrupt you really quick because I want to wish Jenna. I want everyone to wish Jenna well. She broke her hip and she's laying down trying best not to drop her. Listen, I have dropped my phone on my face so many times.
It hurts too.
It hurts like hell. So don't do it. But we wish you well and I hope you heal quick. You're too young to have this. I don't know what you did, but we're sending you lots of love and healing prayers and hope that you heal very quickly.
I'm glad we could be live to entertain you. I'm glad that you were refreshing and being like, please say someone goes live. The Goof Troops. That still kills me. When you said that the other day, I was like, oh my God, I forgot about that show.
Hey, Dawn. Look at you. Looking so sassy. Thanks for coming in. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to make sure that we sent some well wishes to Jenna there.
Oh, it's fine. Sorry, I wasn't looking. I've had the spreadsheet up and wasn't looking at my phone. No, I think it's just great, like ironic that, of course, A decision surrounding Menendez comes at a time when there are other circumstantial factors potentially at play, but I hope we just take it at face value and let's just find out. I just want to know, is it going to go, is the resentencing unit of the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office going to be like, okay, we're good with this, let's put it in front of a judge and see what happens?
See how this goes.
Yeah.
So I was going to practice. This is not the live I want to do this on, but I want to practice what I've memorized today. Oh, you're so welcome, Jenna. You're so welcome. Scooby-Doo. Yes, I love Scooby-Doo. Still love Scooby-Doo. I was going to try and can we run down the week before and the day of really quick, LFT?
Yeah, I've got the spreadsheet open and edited, so go for it.
Should I try it?
I want you to start. Okay, y'all. So first of all, the Jose and Kitty were gunned down on Sunday, August 20th. So we're going back to August 13th. We're going to start the Sunday before. Do it.
I feel like I got this, right? So it's like a test. It really is.
I have the answers in front of me, but go for it. I know you know it. Do it.
I'm going to try. I don't know it, but I'm going to try. Okay. So Sunday, August 13th was when Jose and Eric are in the library, the den, going over Eric's schedule for college and his college work, when he is informed by Jose that he will be coming home several nights a week. Eric was disappointed because he thought this was his chance to get away. And he was taught that all freshmen were required to live in the dorm. So he thought this was great. Like this was his way to get away. And his dad said no, that he would be coming home several nights a week.
And so he knew what that meant.
He knew exactly what that meant. So then they argued. Eric ran upstairs, started packing a bag. Kitty comes in, starts pulling everything out of the bag. Eric puts everything back in. She pulls everything back out, throws it around the room, and leaves. Jose comes in, pushes Eric up against the window, takes his forearm and puts it up against his throat and says, "Do we have a problem here?" And Eric says, "No, that's the end of Sunday as far as we know it." Monday comes, nothing during the day that I'm aware of, but Monday night. Well, okay, so let me back up for 1 second. After that, and during that period of time, we don't exactly know when it started, but Kitty had threatened to poison the entire family. So the boys didn't eat. They wouldn't eat at home. And when it was time to eat, they would look at their dad for cues, like, should we eat this? And his dad would say yay or nay. Monday night.
We'll wait for dad to take a bite first.
Right. Monday night, the boys and Jose went to dinner, and Jose unveiled his plan for becoming a U.S. Senator. He was going to move to an island in Florida, and they were going to set up the family down there, make sure Lyle finished Princeton, where he was going to make all his connections. And then he was going to set the two boys up $2 million a piece to whatever business they wanted to do. And then in the meantime, Jose was going to run for U.S. Senate. At that point, he was grooming Lyle to run for Senate as well after him. Okay. Monday.
That ties in the whole Cuba thing. Y'all don't.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
We all know that.
Well, he was very passionate about Cuba and Castro and all that stuff.
Halloween deets. Can I give a quote?
I call her Wolfie. You can call her Halloween deets.
Can I give a quote that actually echoes what you just said about?
Yeah.
This is what Eric had to say after, or what he testified to after talking about this meeting at the restaurant with Jose. He said, "I just felt shattered. My world was falling away. crumbling at that point. I curled up on my bed and cried. I felt like I was dying.
He thought he actually, this is where one of the several times in his life that he thought of taking his own life. This was that Sunday night, was Sunday into Monday, when he thought of taking, he was starting to plan, like he was going to take his own life.
Yeah. Eric is, I think we both agree, like he's getting just like almost like hoping there's escape avenues or certain elements of freedom for him, but he's getting like railroaded, like boom, like knocked down like bowling pins. Like, nope, you're not gonna, you're not living on campus at UCLA full time, yada yada. Then here are my expectations for you, and here's what we're gonna, you know, all these plans. And
this is the unveiling of the plan. The plan is, I'm going to run for U.S. Senate, and you're going to follow in my footsteps eventually. But for now, I'm going to give you $2 million apiece. Start your own. Make sure your businesses are successful. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so that's Monday.
And so this actually leads into what Tia will get, I'm sure, right. So that was Sunday, and then Monday the restaurant, and then do
you want me to go?
Yeah, I was going to say,
round. Are you reading it, or am I doing this by memory?
No, you're good. Sorry, I wrote it down. I was looking Tuesday, August 15th. That's right. Yeah, so we're on Tuesday. So this leads into exactly where Tia's going.
Go ahead.
With it. No, you go for it. I was going to say, leading into another revelation. You go. No, this is your quiz. I just gave you a clue because everything you just said maps out the intensity and kind of struggles of, especially emotional.
Well, this is the week prior to leading up to why we're doing and why we feel threatened and what, you know, scared and all the things. Okay, so Monday was dinner. Tuesday, Eric goes to tennis practice and comes in to Lyle and Kitty Menendez having a fight in the den. They're walking out of the den, and Kitty's flailing her arms and screaming and yelling, and Lyle's screaming and yelling, and they're talking about a hairpiece. And Lyle, the story behind it is Lyle wants a new one, and Kitty's like, you don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it. And he's like, yes, I do. And then she takes and rips off his hairpiece, leaving him like it's like it's glued on with a special solvent glue, and it kind of like irritates the scalp and everything. Anyway, does that, goes to run upstairs, throws the toupee at Lyle. Eric is stunned because he didn't even know his brother wore a hairpiece. So he's just standing there like, what in the absolute, that's my dog. What in the absolute?
His toupee was bought 2 years before this, I think.
And then, okay. So then Lyle goes out to the guest house into the bathroom and tries to put himself back together. And Eric waits for him. And they begin to talk, and the conversation takes a turn. And Eric confesses to Lyle that the abuse is still going on. This is the first time that Eric discloses to Lyle that the abuse is still going on, that it's never stopped. And Lyle has just 8 million questions for him, as you would have. Do you like it? Are you gay? Does mom know? No to all the answers, you know, no.
Also, this is a day when, correct, Jose ends up leaving for the business trip.
I'm getting there. You gotta give me a second.
Oh, I thought you were going to your next. Sorry.
No.
Oh, there's even more. Okay, go for it.
So in the meantime, earlier in the day, and one of the reasons they went out to dinner that night is because Jose, in delivering his plan, is going to the East Coast to work on things for the film industry. Also, I believe taking his girlfriend, but who knows? I don't know that for a fact. Where did my, oh, there we go. So that night, the boys stay together in the pool house. They actually sleep in the same bed. And here's where it gets a little hinky. And I think I was talking to Wolfie about this, and Wolfie said that they kind of lean into the incestuous side in Monsters, and I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say, but no way do I believe that there was any incestuous relationship between the brothers. I think that they were looking for refuge, and they were just like it was the only bed in the house that they felt safe in. And they were, probably one on one side and one on the other. So then we go into Wednesday. Wait, no, Tuesday. After Eric tells Lyle, he asks him, will he please talk to Dad? And Lyle says, yes, he will never touch you again. I'm your big brother, the whole speech, and, I will take care of you. I will take care of this. This is never going to happen again. And Eric's like, well, Dad's not going to be happy that I told you. And Lyle's like, too freaking bad. Is what it is. You already told me. I'm going to have to talk with him. So the next day, Eric goes out all day alone, and he goes to Santa Barbara. And he goes to the Good Shepherd Church, where he sometimes went to reflect, pray, meditate, whatever, think about things. And he just spent like the afternoon there. And Wednesday, Lyle spent the entire day trying to write out and map out a letter to his dad on how he was going to talk to his dad about Eric, and how this plan that he had come up with was he and Eric were going to leave and go back to Princeton and going to live there. And they were going to try and take Kitty with them. Kitty, on the other hand, was still in love with Jose. So there's all that. And Jose was having an affair, and we'll get into that later. But so that's that. So Wednesday. And then Wednesday night, I think, and I might be wrong, I think they go out Wednesday night for a little bit. But I'm not sure. Do they go out Wednesday night?
That might be one with or one of them went to drive around or something. But
I know that Eric went out that day.
I think Lyle might have gone out or something. I remember it was either something we read or in a combination of both their testimonies from the first trial, like we were writing down. But it was nothing like, actually, I would say Wednesday evening, in terms of the volatility, there's still a lot going on in the house, but this is probably one of the more quiet nights out of this week.
It's really the last quiet night they have. I'm thinking about it.
Netflix, Kaz.
Yeah, Netflix. So then Wednesday night, they also come up with a plan that parents got to go. I mean, the initial plan was, no, that was Thursday night.
That's Thursday.
Wednesday is they're moving to Princeton, and they're going to, and this is where they came from. Actually, that's another thing, you guys, really quick, before I forget. This is only 2 hours from where I'm from. So I'm going to try and go up in the next week or so and film up in Princeton and Hopewell, New Jersey, where the house was and where the Menendez lived. Maybe like the tennis areas and stuff like that. We're going to go film up there. Check that out, because I thought that would be kind of neat to see it in person. We've seen the house in Beverly Hills, but no one's really talked about New Jersey. And they've spent their whole life in New Jersey and only spent 2 years in California. So
good night, Dawn Kay.
Bye, Dawn. Cool. I'm glad. Okay, so Wednesday we're done. Thursday, all day they're waiting for Jose to come in. Anxiety is like an all-time high. And Lyle finally confronts when his dad comes in. Limo driver drops him off, brings in the suitcases. Lyle's like, I need to talk to you. He goes up to change. Kitty runs upstairs following him, and already like, and to preface, like giving him a hint on everything going on. So then, hey,
Chat.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Chat. Thank you.
That's so nice.
Generous.
Thank you.
You will be buying Rachel Morin's kids Christmas. Thank you very, very much. That is super generous of you. So Thursday, Dad comes in. They finally confront each other. It's a big, huge blowout. It is awful. And finally, Jose becomes very calm. And his comment is, Eric has made his decisions. You've made your decisions. And now I've made mine. And just kind of leaves it like that. And at that point, Lyle goes, this is it. They're going to kill us. It's all that can possibly mean. That's it. That's all that can possibly mean. So they are like, okay, Thursday night. Did they want to go out Thursday night? See, now I blanked.
No, let me know when you're done with Thursday, because
Thursday night after the fight with their dad, they wind up back in the pool house where they're like, this is it, we're done. They are going to buy the guns and kill their parents. This happens late Thursday night.
And there was one other thing Thursday.
Okay.
That you were right. Everything you said is correct, especially where Jose said in talking to Lyle, you made your decisions, Eric's made his, and now I'll make mine. That when Lyle confronts him, that is part of that eerie conversation or argument that happened. But Eric also testified that around Monday that same night, Jose burst in to his room. This is prior to him going to speak to Lyle out at the pool house.
Mm-hmm.
But he remembers his dad bursting in to confront him, and he, in quotes, looked like a bull. And Jose tells Eric, I warned you never to tell Lyle. I told you never to tell Lyle. It's all your fault. Now Lyle's going to tell everyone, and I'm not going to let that happen. I can't believe you did this. And he said Eric testified that he thought basically his parents, like Tia said, this is where they're coming to the reality of that.
The parents are going to kill him
as a result of this argument in all the years, especially in all the years by the threats made throughout the years by Jose. But the other thing that happened Thursday night, which I kind of forgot about too, this is as Eric's witnessing like everything that's going on. This is when he turns to Kitty, and Kitty this is when Kitty tells him what, like, basically she knows. She's, I think, something along the lines of, what do you think I am, stupid? And so it clicks with Eric that his mom has known, like, she's
the entire time. Yeah.
And
she admits
very
to
much
knowing.
aware, and whatever. And so that's the only thing that I was going to add, because that's when he runs, and that's when he went. I believe it was after that when he went to the pool house, because he didn't know. I don't think he really legit. I don't think Kitty had ever said something as specific like that to either one of them to actually confirm, like, she fucking knows.
No, and he said, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
I hate you.
That was that wasn't all that happened. So then Friday, so Thursday night they come up with the plan that they're going to,
because they think the parents are going to get him at this point.
Yeah, so they were going on what they thought was the defense at this point. So they were going to go buy guns. So I think when LFT cusses, she does it all the time. She does it all. It's really funny.
Sorry about that. It was the doorbell. Hold on.
It's adorable. It really is. So then let's see, Friday they wake up and they go to San Diego to buy the guns. They kind of travel to buy the guns. And they were going to get just regular handguns, and they were like, I'm trying to listen in. Can you guys hear what she said? She's a regular potty mouth. Wheels heard it.
Hear y'all.
Wheels heard it. So Friday they go and they get the guns and they come back and they leave the guns in the trunk. And then Friday night, Eric is sitting on his bed waiting for his dad to come in. And he's literally waiting with the gun in hand because he's absolutely terrified. According to him and to Lyle, absolutely, utterly terrified. So he's just sitting there the entire time on his bed with the gun on his lap. Like, if he comes in, I'm going to do this. He was kind of resound to that. So then Saturday morning comes and they have this weird shark fishing. Where's Chico? Chico was in here. Is she gone? She might be gone. She might be dealing with the goof troop. I don't know. She was in here not long ago. So Saturday they have the shark fishing ordeal and it's in Marina Del Rey. And the whole ride down there, there's like silence in the car and the boys are literally like they're shaking. It was awful. And they get to the boat and then we cut to the boat captain is the one that does the talking. Eric tells the story, but the boat captain also tells the story, and his perspective was really interesting because he said when they showed up, you could tell there was something really off. The vibe was like very, very off. And Eric and Lyle went to the front of the boat and stayed there. And Kitty and Jose went to below deck and stayed down there. And Kitty was really pissed off because she thought it was just going to be them on the boat. And it turns out there were other customers and other people, deckhands too, helping. So they go out. It's like 4 or 5 hours and they go out in the morning and the boys are sitting literally on the bow of the boat having a conversation, and Lyle's just constantly asking Eric questions and Eric is telling him everything and Eric's asking Lyle questions and they're bonding over this. And it's freezing cold. It's like probably in the 70s or 60s even, and it was cold. And the water's spraying up and the boys are getting wet and they just sat there the entire time. They literally just sat there the entire time and took it. They just took it and they stayed there and until they docked. And when they docked, they got off the boat. Said the car ride home was super awkward again. And they were convinced that was it. They were utterly convinced at that point that their parents were going to kill them. Eric for telling Lyle for knowing the secret could not get out. It would ruin the whole family. It would ruin everything. So, Saturday night there's not really anything big that happened Saturday night.
No, I think, sorry, it might've been when the doorbell rang, but I think you said like how Eric set up that night. He did sit up that night and had, I think, the shotgun next to him, but that was the first night, I think, really forever, that when they did get home later that night, he said Jose pounded on his door. He had locked his door, like barricaded himself in, and that Jose pounded.
When he was sitting on the bed with a gun.
Yeah, that he pounded on the door. This was I think he locked it. I think it was a dresser or his desk or something, or a chair. I think he did something, like he added something. He just kind of reinforced. Whatever. Yeah, but he was like more or less like for real, like not coming in. And he just said his dad pounded on the door and basically which scared him even further, was like demanding that he open the door. And Eric said like he didn't move.
I have that, Wolfie. From last night.
Okay. Yeah, that he didn't move but he wouldn't open the door, and that eventually his dad went away. So nothing actually happened. It was just that later that night after the boat trip, it was just Jose apparently did pound on his door And Eric was like, F you, I'm not opening it. But that's what he was thinking. He just didn't say it. But he was not opening the door.
Lasagna, also known as Retro. Welcome
Hey,
in.
Retro. Nice to see you.
So nice to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Whoopi, I've only gotten, I think, through episode 2. But I had it like playing as I was doing laundry and stuff. But I'm like Tia, I'm making more of an effort now for sure to finish watching it. I just don't like it when it's like a documentary and you turn it on and it's a reenactment. Like I like
well, I'm going in with a clear mind. Like I made the commitment to Wolfie that I'm going to watch this. So I'm going to try and at least get through episode 1, maybe 2 tonight. So, okay. So Saturday night, nothing.
Rain.
What?
I just started saying, blame it on the rain.
Oh, I lost my whole train of thought.
Sunday. So they wake up Sunday morning, August 20th.
Yeah. And I just completely, hold on. I had the whole thing. I have a map of it even, but I just, so Sunday is, I don't remember what happens during the day. Monsters.
I think actually I do think Eric had tennis or something that morning. Like there were a few things earlier in the morning, like something kind of normal. But it was basically it's all right, Sunday, then we get to Sunday, August 20th into the evening hours. I think the boys kind of did their own things too during the day, actually. There were a few things like tennis practice or something else. And then I think Lyle had something or went to do something. But then you hit what they were planning to do that night.
Go ahead.
No, this is you. That's where you were.
I love Ryan Murphy, but I would rather him stick to American Horror Story. I loved American Horror Story. Not sure about how I feel about Hollywood Story. Yeah, I get it. I'm gonna miss you. So Sunday night they are supposed to go meet Perry Berman, who's the tennis coach at LA's Taste of London, which is like 50 restaurants at the Civic Center in Santa Monica. And Perry's going, and the boys are like, we're going to go and meet him there. And the dad's like, nope, you're not going out tonight. And they were like, what? Yeah, we are. And the dad's like, nope, not going. And they're like, Eric, go upstairs. I'll be there in a minute. And Eric's sitting on the stairs, just absolutely petrified and paralyzed in fear and crying and like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And Lyle's like, screw this. It's on. It's happening right now. And it's like, get upstairs. And, so they they get the guns. And meanwhile, Lyle and Kitty are in the den with the doors closed. Lyle and Eric walk in, boom, bust open the door, and the rest is history. Whew. I think I only needed help on Wednesday night? Was that when I needed the help? I'm trying to go back and I needed help every day. Let's just be real. All right. So I got to go back and study. All right. So that was I'm trying to mesmerize. I'm trying to mesmerize it. I'm trying to memorize it. And then like Sunday, I have in my head each step that they took Sunday night. And we will go over that. I know. I know they really played that song at the funeral.
I thought the one interesting thing is everything you said was definitely correct. Like Eric lingered when told to go upstairs. He lingered around on the stairs or up the top of the stairs. Like Tia said, just kind of broken at that point. But he also, this is when Eric testified that he heard, once again, Loud does confront, say something to Jose. Being essentially, it was like, you're not going to touch him. You're not touching my little brother. And then I think it was something, you're not going to touch him.
You're never going to touch him again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, I remember this because this came up because I forgot this is actually kind of important. And I'm thinking out loud, like we're on a Zoom call right now. There is something in the fact that it was, when he's talking to Eric after this, Eric's like, he can't come to me or like, I can't have this happen or something again tonight. And basically Lyle tells him, you don't even need to worry about it. And he said, that's when he said, it's happening now. But he made that point to you. Remember, he said they were waiting for me to get home. It was like they were waiting for me to get home, and it's happening now. Something about Lyle, because he was obviously at home. He wasn't at Princeton at that time. But there was, and I remember
home because he got busted. He had to take a year off of plagiarism.
Yeah, he got busted in first semester in Psych 101 plagiarizing, and that took a lot of work on Jose's part to keep the his punishment what it was. But I remember there was something about it, but there is a specific quote, like that's when I guess in Lyle said too, that like they realized like they were waiting for me to be home, because you're right, Lyle did go do something that there is something else maybe that Lyle did that day or whatnot too, but the whole timing of having both the boys in the house at the same time. Mm-hmm. And then I think something that may have happened the day before, either with him and Kitty. I think I read it in a book. Okay, I'm having like a you moment earlier, trying to like you remember reading it like 3 different places.
Let me address chat really quick. Hold on. Tia, what was it like when Milli Vanilli was busted? It was a big deal. It was a big deal back then. It was huge because they had all these hits and they were so smoking hot. And it was a big deal. Can I ask why they did murder their mom? Because their mom knew. And their mom abused them. Their mom physically abused them. She did the hitting. She did the emotional abuse while dad took care of everything else. And the mom knew what the dad was doing. So she...
yes, you're right.
She was... Huh? Yes, that is correct. Exactly a month. Yep. July 21st. That was my grandpa's birthday. Mom knew. Mom held all the secrets and also was an abuser, a different type of abuser, but an abuser nonetheless. Girl, you know it's true. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ooh.
I love you. I know that, and blame it on the rain. I just sang that one. Girl, you know it's true. And one day when LFT was trying to say something like, I don't know, she was like, blame it on this, blame it on that, blame it on whatever you want. I was like, blame it on the damn rain for all I care.
And I was like, you love Milli Vanilli too? I would play it, but we would get struck.
Mom knew everything. Absolutely. She knew and participated. And that was something that not everybody likes to talk about, but she would take Lyle for 20-minute showers at 14 years old. We had this discussion before. That's weird. Well,
and it's like her own sister. I do think now Joan, whatever interview that was, said it best. Because I mean, that question's been asked several times. Like, do you think Kitty would ever hurt or harm the boys?
Yes, she sure did.
But they like, and then I think even more specifically, I don't know if it was Barbara Walters, so this was a while ago. But asked Joan, would she kill the boys or let Jose kill the boys? And I believe Joan's answer was something to the degree of no, she did not think her sister would harm her boys, but she doesn't think she would stop Jose from doing something either. Like made it very clear that like she wouldn't stop. If it were going to happen and she knew she wouldn't. She would just go with it. That was the kind of power and dynamic.
Kitty's doctor, Kitty's therapist testified at the trial that there's my dog again. Hang on. Kitty's therapist at the trial sticking my legs testified that she said she had a horrible secret. Dash.
That is, she had a horrible,
embarrassing, horrible secret about her family that you can lip sync that song. I'd pay money for that, actually. I would pay
oh my
money for
gosh,
that.
which one? You want Girl You Know It's True or Blame It on the Rain?
But yeah, so Kitty's doctor also testified that she had a terrible, horrible secret that she, and that, my friends, is hearsay, but it was her therapist. So I don't know. They were sparing her from her own pain. That's what they said, but I don't buy that either. They wanted her to go with them to New Jersey and go back to Princeton, and she was absolutely adamant. No, she wouldn't do that because Louise, the chick on the side piece, was going to get Jose, and that was just not going to happen. I want money and lots of money. Okay, Kaz, thank you for popping in. I appreciate it so very much. I really do. Thank you. And thank you for 18 months. Thank you very, very much.
I know you're 2 YouTube years old.
No one's speaking to you. You can stand on the table.
So
Puppy on the table.
I remember like there were allegations of it, and I think there were within her family in her childhood too. She may have experienced such things similar, or if I remember correctly.
She married a man just like her father.
Yes.
Did you want to say hi to your friends?
So I just think that's so interesting when asking like a family member, and like, or especially like, that'd be like, I don't know, someone asking Tia a question, and her, as close as we are, kind of like an older sister, that would be like, like I love her, but like I got like, and I don't think she would ever. I don't think she would ever intentionally try to, kill or do something like that to her child. But
what
if her husband
was going to
do
anything like that? I assure you, I would never do anything to hurt my children.
No, I'm saying if you were having to answer for me, like you were the older sister that's being interviewed, asking would I ever do this or something. Like I could see you being like, no, but like, and I love her to death, but like, but would she stop him? No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like that had to be like
serious
a hard
question. I'm ready for your serious question. We're holding.
We're
just hanging out.
I'm going 50-50 on serious of it.
We're just hanging out. With the series out and people playing Milli Vanilli being played on repeat by so many, who is getting the money for all that? Since, I mean, it ain't Fab. He's dead, isn't he? One of them's, no, it's one's dead.
Like Tia, they're in the limo leaving the funeral, and it's just like Milli Vanilli. Wait, is Blame It on the Rain is the only one I remember predominantly. And I'm like, are we for real? But why would we all already knew Milli Vanilli? So, royalties. Would that be who's making bank off of it?
Yeah, but the record company, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So it's just the real royalties off of it right now. But how many times?
Yeah, but I don't think they're getting anything because they didn't do the singing. And then remember, what was it? CNC Music Factory did the same thing. Remember that? One did pass in the 90s. That's what I thought. I thought one was Fab and one was, I don't know. I just remember they were cute.
I have sleepless nights wondering who gets it. That is actually really interesting. Who would get it?
Well, it initially goes to the music company, and after that, I don't know. I need a solid answer on this. Let's Google it, shall we?
Oh my
Google
gosh.
is my answer for everything.
Well, isn't
Hold
that
on.
how it
Hold,
is? Like
please.
every time, like a
Who
rerun of Friends plays, don't they get?
receives? Yes, they do. But they did the acting.
So is
Billy
that like
Williams
every time
really
an
didn't do
Elvis,
the singing.
every time
So I'm
an
wondering
Elvis
if the real
Presley song?
singers did the real singers who receives royalties.
So every time like an Elvis song is played, that family or the foundation and whatnot gets the royalties from it.
Not every time. Now, the other thing is who owns the block of music? That's who gets the royalties. Oh, there you go, Wheel. Wheel just said that. I was on another screen. Sorry. Who made the majority of music? He was a singer, Brad Howell, the lead vocalist, because he was part of a union. Everybody else received nothing other than the recording session. Frank Farian received the lion's share of everything that was made off Milli Vanilli. Who gets royalties? Frank Farian. Whoever Frank Farian is.
Who's that guy?
They probably never earned royalties because they did not sing or write songs. Milli Vanilli was done by Frank Farian, the guy who sang it, and probably collecting most of the royalties. The real singer. I don't know who Frank Farian is. Maybe he's the record producer or something like that.
Or the one who
And
actually
they did have to pay money back. Syncing to the song "Girl, You Know It's True" as their backing skipped "Girl, You Know It's" over and over. The duo panicked and ran off stage. Girl, you know it's. Girl, you know it. Frank Farian.
Okay. Wow, my mind just went to
Rob. Was it
what's
Robin Fab? Is that who it? Am I making this up?
Wait a minute. Well, can you multi-think for a second?
No, hold on. I gotta know.
Told me you told us all a while ago.
Hold on. Shh, shh. I'm reading chat. At this time, 23 years ago, I was watching Monday Night Football, 78 pounds heavier. Like a 10-pound baby? Stop it! Is that my legend? No, it has to be your daughter. Rob passed. Okay. Who, don't cry, was in Fab. Okay, I was right. Rob and Fab. That's right. Founder. So Frank Farian was the founder. Okay, so he gets all the fun money. Fab and Rob. Okay. I was having a lot of fun back then. 1989, I won't say. But I was having fun. I was 19. I was having a grand old time, wasn't I? Girl, you know, sing it. Girl, you know it's your turn. Cheater gets the money, right? You don't have much to say? No? You got a lot to say when I put you down. What's the problem? Why don't you give the presentation?
Are you talking to Dash or to me?
Sounds like other creators on this app. Oh, Wolfie. Yes, Legend was over 10 pounds and 24 inches long. His birthday is tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
What?
I love that.
He's 3 days before my Magsy. That's awesome. I didn't know that. Oh, we're going to have to do a little happy birthday to my boy. See, I told you. What? I put him down.
I got nothing. Yes.
Now, we have.
I literally, half the time I don't know sometimes if she's talking to me or Dash. It could be literally either one of us.
Stop crying. You're not a itty baby boy. You're a big boy.
But Halloween Deets, you're right. You were You were I think that was my age. Yep. But that's
Oh,
my
my
height.
legend. So hold on. You were watching Monday Night Football at this time, 20. Okay. So on the 26th, I was watching Friends and I was taking a bath and I was 2 weeks overdue. I was as big. Hey, exiled. I was as big as, I mean, a beach ball isn't even funny. Like you couldn't even get I was huge. And I was 2 weeks late and I was super depressed. And my husband took me to Chili's, I think. And I got fajitas because I was like, I had walked, I had done like all the things to get this child out. And she was just not coming out. I thought I was going to be pregnant while she was in college. And then I was watching Friends and I felt like a couple little drippy drips. And I was like, that's weird. I think I'm peeing my pants. Just kind of was like, maybe I should go to the bathroom. And then I was like, hey, honey, take a look down there, see what's going on. And he was like, what? Like, what? And I was like, I don't know. Kind of drippy. And he was like, it's supposed to be like a thing, like, shh, not drip. Like, you're fine. And I was like, come on, like, this is ridiculous. And the next thing you know, like, my water broke. And I was like, well, there's no pain. This is great. I don't even know. And then I couldn't even get the sentence out. All of a sudden, I had my first contraction. It was awful. It was the worst thing it was from the top of my hair to the end of my toenails. Everything seized and hurt. That's all I know. Everything seized and hurt. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I remember holding on to the handle in the car and I thought I was going to break it. I was pulling it down so hard. I didn't. And I went to the hospital and I go into, we fly into the hospital and they hook me up to all the machines and I'm laying there and they have the monitors on me and the monitors going off and the nurse is like, oh, that was a rough one. That was, that was a good one. And I was like, get the doctor in here with that shot thing. Just give me all the drugs. Give me the hammer. Give me whatever you need to put me out. And my husband is like, he's standing there and I had I was such a planner. I had laid out clothes for him. I had laid out clothes for me, all the things, right? Of course, he forgets everything. So excited. Forgets everything. And I'm laying there and I'm like, thinking like, oh my God, there's no way I can do this. And my husband looks at the monitor and goes, that one wasn't that bad. And the nurse, I will never forget, the nurse looked at him and she was like, oh man, you're not going to make it through this. You are going to die. You're going to be in the morgue by the time she gives birth if you have that kind of attitude. And he was like, sorry. Yeah, I had a very quick birth. It was like, boom, done. She was 2 weeks late and then she was here. And then they hand you the slimy creature and they're like, okay, take her home now. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with her? Like, what? She makes noise and she shits. Who does this? What does the thing do? But yeah, same thing. Like I was watching TV and then all of a sudden it was like, whoop, there she is. Isn't it funny? I was watching Friends, which is now her favorite show. And someday we're going to be watching him on Monday Night Football. Isn't that going to be ironic? I think that's going to be ironic. Just saying. I was almost 2 weeks late too. Really? Oh, 48 hours of hard back labor. You gained 78 pounds with Legend. Oh my gracious. You had 22 minutes and 26 minutes of labor. Wow. They were like, shoo. Oh, butterfly kisses. Thank you for stopping in. That was really sweet. I appreciate that. Yeah. Labor is crazy. It's very, very insane. All right. Anyway, I think we're done. We really my mom hung a bar bunch of tobacco at 8 months pregnant with my sister and my grandma. If you ever hung tobacco, you would know what she went through. I'm assuming that was my legend, was my laugh. My son was huge. When I had him, he was huge. I'm assuming that's a lot of heavy duty lifting and work. I mean, I've seen tobacco hung, but I've never watched anybody actually do it. I'm assuming that is extraordinarily dumb. Ugh, it's not what I meant to say at all. Extraordinarily hard. Oh, really, Roz? You been there? You've hung tobacco? Interesting. Trying not to say anything right now. Trying to bite my lip. LFTU still there?
Yep, I'm right here. Right here. I was listening.
Straddle between two poles.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
Oh my gracious!
With the hanging tobacco. Yeah, when it comes to hanging tobacco, yeah. Go. Between that and mystery, I'm literally going woof, like literally. I watched the people do it for my grandpa. Yeah, it's like I said, it's tobacco and cattle, and then like beans or peas. But yeah,
wow,
you wouldn't like it. I don't think you'd be like, I don't want to. Rightfully so. I mean, you could do it, like if you had to prove a point, but you're like, no, I don't want to do it.
Sorry. Importante text. Has everyone smashed the like? Yes. Okay. So we are going to, now that we've gone through all this, we are going to go ahead and end it. And I'm going to concentrate on getting this down in my head so I can do a proper presentation on it. I think that would be the best way to do it.
But you nailed it. I mean, you wouldn't have gotten below a A- if you had to take that on the test right now.
Oh, I think I would have gotten a C. It sounds like I missed a couple things there. So, butterfly kisses. I wasn't going to say anything. Today is her anniversary. She is 2 years sober today. Everyone wish her well. I think it's amazing. Precious.
That's amazing. Sorry about it, but I didn't see your message. No, I hadn't heard that great news, but that is amazing.
All right, you guys, thank you for putting up with the nonsense towards the end here, but the important part of it is breaking news, Menendez. There will be some form of a decision this week, and that is, yes, big time. Congratulations on that. It's good news either way, because there will be some form of a decision. We will stop everything, and there will be.
We'll just hit the live button. I mean, I'm guessing we would just hit the live button, right? Because I don't know if it will come before Friday or on Friday or whenever they say.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, whenever it happens, we're just gonna basically go live with it. In the meantime, though, I would like to try. We love you, Delina, so much. Your whole family. We love your whole family. In the meantime, I'm going to try and get my notes together so we can do a proper presentation. And then whenever we get the news, we will deliver that news to you guys. But thank you for showing up here tonight. I think it was really, oopsie. I think it was really cool that you guys popped in. I wasn't expecting, I honestly, I never expect anyone to show up to our lives. So I'm always flabbergasted when there are people. I consider it such an honor. You have no idea. But thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the memberships, guys. And please just go to your favorite creator, whoever that is. It doesn't have to be someone we like. It has to be somebody that you like. Go to your favorite creator or creators, like a bunch of their videos, leave some nice comments. And no, I'm not behaving. And tell them we sent you. Tell them, tell them we like to send people around the internet to do nice things.
And thank you again to all y'all, but to Chapped and to Whispers for your
Whispers in the
contributions.
Shadows.
Yes, for the contributions tonight. I mean, everyone, but just wanted to call. Say thank you again for that specifically.
No, stop it.
But I hope y'all have a good night.
You guys. Huh?
I said, but I hope y'all have a good night.
Yeah. I will catch up with you guys soon. Have a wonderful evening. So nice to see everyone here. Take care.